It's time, man. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. Oh, man. Welcome back to For Nostalgic Reasons. And for today, I want to take a trip down memory lane just a little bit. I mean, that's the whole channel, so you guys should already know what you're hitting for. But, usually when I'm at work and stuff like that, I'm on YouTube like pretty much the entire day. But like up until like the first like few hours I'm at work, up until about like 12, 1-ish, I'm usually watching like sports debate shows. And today I was at work and I was just thinking about like, dang, like what was the first time like I really started watching like first debate shows or sports debate shows. And I was just like thinking about it, and I was like trying to remember exactly what clip it was that put me on, and I couldn't remember the exact clip, but I know the first time I ever watched it. I forget exactly what they were debating about, but I remember the first time I actually did watch it. I was watching First Take back in like 2012, which is like crazy because it's been a decade like since then. That's wild. Like I didn't even think about that until I just said it, but that's wild. But I remember it was 2012 because I remember they were talking about like the Heat or something like that, or I forget exactly what they were talking about, but I remember like the date. It was like 2012. I know that for a fact. But I was just flipping through channels or whatever, just trying to figure out what to watch on TV, and I couldn't figure out like what to watch. I remember I was just like going through like different sports like channels and stuff like that just to see what was going on sports wise and see what they were going on, like see what they were going to talk about like I think the football season was just coming up or something like that. I was trying to see what they were going to talk about like the upcoming football season. So I'm flipping through channels, just going to like ESPN, like Sports Center, going to NFL Total Access, and all of a sudden I just see First Take on there while I'm like flipping through, and I'm like, oh snap, okay, so what's this? And the first thing I remember is just this man Stephen A was like going in on Skip. That was back when Skip was still on the show, and he was just like going in, just like chopping him up. Like he was actually being like low key disrespectful. I'm not gonna hold you, but he was just like letting him know, like, "Yo, Skip, you don't know what you're talking about, and I can't believe." Da-da-da-da. Like he was just clowning him, and Skip is like just standing there, just like, mm-hmm. Yo, those two together used to be hilarious. But yeah, I just started thinking about that. And the one thing that amazed me is that number one, like they're going at it. It's live television. Like you see it on the top of the screen or whatever they say. Like it's live television. So like whatever you say is like it's happening. Of course, live, whatever. And he's just like having to go with it. It's not like it's pre-recorded where they can like edit something out or like he didn't like what he said, like, yo, you gotta take that out. Like, nah, this is all live. So like that part amazed me the most about the whole thing. But I was already doing that with like friends of mine. Like me and my friends, of course, would get into like different debates about whatever. And that was the first time I actually saw like debate shows on like TV. I'm pretty sure, of course, they probably were doing that like, or maybe I'm not sure if they were doing that beforehand or not. But that was the first time I saw it on TV. And that low key like planted the seed of me wanting to, later on down the line, want to start doing YouTube and stuff like that. So for today, I'm gonna give a homage to the Godfather of Debate because that's what they call him. My man Skip Bayless. I'm not really a Stephen A. fan anymore. I think ever since they got rid of, I think when they got rid of Skip or when Skip left or whatever. I think Max was a really great replacement. It wasn't the same, but like it didn't fall off. Like it was like say it was like right here, like it fell off to like right here. And then as soon as they got rid of Max, and like I didn't like I did some like research about like what happened like behind the scenes with the whole Max situation. Like Stephen A. basically was like advocating like, yo, get rid of this man because I think this like the show's gonna be stale and I don't think we work together anymore, which I completely disagree with. But ever since they got rid of Max, the show to me has took it's trash now. Like I don't even like the rotating cast that they do. It's not consistent enough to me. It's just like I don't know. Like I miss the dynamic of you like debating with like your friend, or what I thought was like, you know, your friend or whatever. Like when him and Skip were like the two stars of the show, or when him and Max were the two stars of the show, it's like, all right, like you know what you're getting, and whatever. Now first takes turn into like it's just a carousel of just like different people, and like I don't, it's just not for me anymore. So I watch more shows like Undisputed. I watch Undisputed all the time. First Things First is like one of my favorite sports shows on TV. My man Nick Wright is my guy. That is my guy. That's probably my favorite analyst on TV right now. But I still watch The Herd, even though The Herd is like pretty much a one person show. Joy Taylor like comes in and helps out, you know, and gives her opinions a lot. But for the most part, it's usually just him talking. But I enjoy that show too. But for this specific video, I'm getting off topic. For this specific video, I'm going to give an homage. We're going to do a reaction to The Godfather. The Godfather of Debate. I saw that somewhere. I don't know who gave him that nickname, but he has his own podcast now called The Skip Bayless Show, and like I'm pretty sure he may have given his own, like he may have given himself that nickname, but they said they called him The Godfather of Debate. But yeah, man, I want to give a homage to my guy. He gets a lot of slander, like, and some of his like arguments when he talks about LeBron, like he's just a LeBron hater. It is what it is. But a lot of other like debates and stuff, like aside from like the whole LeBron thing, a lot of his points of views and stuff like that, and a lot of his opinions are actually kind of spot on. If you really think about it and take like who's saying it out of, like, if you take him away from it, because a lot of people just don't like him. If you just take him out of it and just like listen to actually what he's saying, a lot of it's been right. Like he's been right about the Russell Westbrook thing. He's been right about Steph Curry becoming who Steph Curry is. He's was same draft when they drafted Blake Griffin first overall, and he was like, nah, Steph Curry's better than Blake Griffin. He's like, I don't think Blake Griffin's gonna be that guy. Da 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 da. And he said that. He was one of the first people to say that, and everyone was clowning him for it. And hey, he turned out to be right. Like Blake Griffin where's he at now? But for this first clip, I want to go back to one of my favorite moments on TV, where him and Richard Sherman got into it on live TV. And when I tell you that was hilarious, it was hilarious. So we're going to watch that John real quick, and then we're going to go watch some of Skip's funniest moments and stuff like that. And yeah, man, that's what it is. That's what we're getting into. So let's get it. So the camera quality, this is like the full thing. The camera quality isn't like the best, but you know, we'll be all right.
Thanks for coming on the show. 8 interceptions last year, 53 tackles. Obviously, you handled your business, did what you had to do, and the Seattle Seahawks had a good season as a result of all of that. I guess what I'm asking is this. You talking smack after y'all beat the Redskins. You talk junk after you beat Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. You're talking junk now to Darrelle Revis, obviously in retaliation in your mind to some things he may have said or may have alluded to. How good do you really believe you are? Because you got people out there looking at you and saying, he's just talking smack. How good do you believe you are?
Oh yeah, context. This is I think this is coming off of Richard Sherman's second year. So I think this is 2014, if I'm not mistaken. They might say it above, like where the First Take live ESPN John is. They might say the date up there somewhere. But I'm pretty sure this is like 2014. So this is like right before, when did they win the Super Bowl? When did they win the Super Bowl? Nah. I'm cap. Wait, no. When they won the Super Bowl in 2013, didn't they? Yeah. So I'm tripping. So this must have been 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Dang, I don't know when this was. Hold up. Hold up. When did they win the Super Bowl? Because this is before the Super Bowl. Let me see. The Seahawks. So 2014. So this is before that. So this is 2013 then. All right. 2013.
Well, I believe my numbers speak for themselves. I mean, my tape speaks for itself. My tape is my resume. That's what I leave it up to. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Skip can say whatever he wants, but Skip, whenever you refer to me, whenever you speak to me, whenever you address me as All-Pro Stanford graduate, because those are some accomplishments you can aspire to, you will never accomplish. You have never accomplished anything. So But those things are on my resume. Those are what I've done. It's my second year in the NFL, going on my third. I mean, you tell me who's wrong.
Okay, I'll accept that. I think I've accomplished more in my field than you have in yours, though you're just getting started.
So I'm the top of my field. So I'm all pro. I'm the best, one of the best 22 players in the NFL. You're going to brush it off, but I don't think you're the best.
Yo, listen. This man, Stephen A. This is how I should have known that Stephen A. ain't shit, because Richard Sherman in this video goes in on this man Skip, and Stephen A's just like trying not to laugh type thing, and like he cuts in for like a hot second, but for the most part he's just letting his man get buried. Like this, it's draw. Like it's draw.
In sports and in media and anything, I think you think more of yourself than you actually can, prove. But
okay, you think you're better than Darrell Revis is right now?
In my 24
he wasn't.
years of life, I'm better at life than you.
Alright, that's fair.
Hold up. What did you say, Richard?
In my 24 years of life, I'm better at life than you.
Yo, listen, if a person ever in their life, this man Skip was like he's like in his mid 50s at this point. No, he's what, late 50s. Don't you ever. I'll be damned if I'm in my mid to late 50s, let a 24-year-old tell me in my 24 years of life, I'm better at life than you. Like, yo, that is drawling. Like, don't you ever in your life say nothing like that to me, bro. Like, look at Skip's face. Like, why does Stephen A have his eyes closed? Look at Stephen A's face. Wait, hold up. I'm just peeping. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro.
I'm better at life than you.
Okay, alright, that's fair.
Look at Stephen.
Let's not get personal here. I just want to know.
Let's not get personal.
Do you think you're better than Darrell Revis is?
He wasn't.
Now?
I'm better than you. I have nothing to say about him. I mean, that's pretty much done.
He wasn't, by the way.
I'm a first team All Pro. That's that.
Okay, well,
He said, I'm better than you.
For me. I want to know why you are doing what you're doing this off season. You're obviously on a campaign to do a lot of interviews, a lot of trash talk. Now you want to trash talk me, which is totally cool with me.
Actually, I'm on a campaign to do a lot of community service.
I know you are at your high school. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. What's your goal? Richard, what's your motive here?
To be the best NFL corner in.
Okay, but do you want to promote yourself into a bigger name, a household name, so that you can do more commercials and maybe have your own show? Is that your goal?
The first team All Pro is my goal. I accomplished it. So now it's on to bigger and better things. Those are my goals. Those are always going to be my goals. Super Bowl is the goal. Pro Bowl, things like that. Team goals. We want to win it all, and that's what it comes down to. I'm out here in LA trying to speak to kids. Do the community service. Spoke to my high school. Spoke to Bourbon Day. But you always want to bring the negative side, because that's who you are. You speak negatively about everybody, including LeBron, including Kobe, including everybody, because you don't have anything positive to say about anyone.
Well, I speak objectively about all those people.
That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly.
Listen, the thing I love about Skip is that, I'm not gonna hold you, I don't think that Skip's really what you see on TV. I really think that he's playing a character on some real rap, like on some like WWE type time. Like, I really think he's playing a character, because there's no way in the world that and people say that he believes it. There's no way, unless he's just like the ultimate hater. Like, there's no way he believes what he says about LeBron. Like, there's no way. And you can even tell nowadays, if you watch like Undisputed and stuff like that, he reaches to like, oh, LeBron's not the GOAT because he didn't compete in the slam dunk competition. Like, come on, bro. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, oh, LeBron's not the greatest because he sucks at the free throw line. It's like, man, my guy literally hit a free throw in the 2016 finals to basically win the whole thing. Of course, Kyrie's the one that put them ahead and everything, but LeBron was the one to cap it off, to make sure that they weren't coming back. And he talked a whole bunch of stuff about Kobe too. So it's like, There's no way that he believes all those things. And if he does, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe he's just one of those like psychopaths. I don't know, but like, it's just funny, man. I love Skip, man. I love Skip. That man is hilarious, bro.
Because I understand that. I am intelligent enough, capable enough to understand that you are ignorant, pompous, egotistical, cretin.
Look at Stephen A's face.
And I'm going to crush you on here in front of everybody because I'm tired of hearing about it.
I think you're having a
He said I'm going to crush you on
me
here.
because you've avoided every question that we've asked you about why you're engaging in so much trash talk with Revis and Roddy and all the others.
I'm talking to you right now. This isn't about anything. So let's talk here.
What'd you say, Richard?
You bring up old stuff. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about right here, right now. On the screen it says 12 picks, 4 forced fumbles in 2 NFL seasons.
Let him know.
Let's talk about that.
Let him know.
You know what's funny about that? Go ahead, Stephen A.
Yeah, I want to talk about it because, listen, Rich, I've got respect for you. I know that you can ball. So let's stop all of this. And by the way, it's a great accomplishment. And in fairness to Skip, Skip did bring up the fact that you had graduated from Stanford and you're a highly intelligent young man. He said that
ain't enough. You ain't say nothing when your mans was getting roasted.
When you talk about the guys that you have talked about, we know what you've accomplished as an individual. But what is it that you're trying to say when you, again, whether it's calling out Darrelle Revis, what was the motivation behind that?
And that was back when Revis was trying to get traded.
Universally recognized as arguably the best in the game at what he does.
And he was.
What was the motivation behind that?
Well, I mean, if you read the tweet that he sent me, then you would have realized what the motivation was. I mean, I had no animosity, anything to say to him before that. I had nothing at all to say. I mean, people asked me to do a few interviews about it. And that was fine. But he sent a tweet. It was a response. A lot of people take it out of context. A lot of people say, oh, he's talking trash to this guy. Well, didn't say anything after the Redskins game. I was mic'd up.
By the way, that's racist to say now. Can't call nobody no Redskin.
No, Rich, you don't understand. You don't understand what I'm asking. I'm saying to you, I hear where you're coming from. I wasn't knocking you for your response to the tweet. What I'm asking you is that your way of saying you believe that you should be recognized as the best in this game at your position right now? I mean, that's where I'm getting to.
I believe so. I mean, that's what usually what first team All Pro, means. And so, I mean, like I said before, I'll let the numbers speak for themselves. But until otherwise spoken.
Richard,
come back at him, Skip.
The numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, Skip.
You're speaking for Richard Sherman again and again and again. You're taking away the focus of how good you were the last 2 years on the field because you're only becoming known for your trash talking.
Because you're not listening.
Because you're not listening. Let them know, Richard.
What you said earlier today was apparent. It was obvious that you didn't watch the season. You didn't watch my tape. You said I'm not even.
What didn't he watch?
The same discussion.
You're not.
That's when you lose credibility. That's when you lose credibility.
No, I know. I gained it.
You couldn't argue valid points to prove that. You couldn't argue anything. You could just say it. That's an opinion, and that's why your opinion is discredited because there's no facts behind it. There's facts to everything I say. There are facts that support things I say. Explain to me your facts.
About Darrelle Revis?
About what?
He's the
what you
best
just
thing
said
I've seen
earlier
since
today.
Deion Sanders, who's the greatest athlete I've ever seen. And I've watched you, 8 or 10 times. You get to play across from another corner who's really good and in your league.
Hold on. By the way, that what he says right here is actually 1,000% true. And I'm trying to think who else was cornerback then. Richard Sherman was climbing up the ranks of being one of the better corners at the time. Darrelle Revis was Richard Sherman's not on Darrelle Revis's level at all. Even now, Richard Sherman's career is pretty much over at this point. But their careers, if you put their careers together, Darrelle Revis is way better than Richard Sherman. He Skip saying oh yeah, you played next to a really good corner, which he really did. He was in a really great system. But opposite of him was Brandon Browner. Brandon Browner was a really good corner, and he showed that when he went to the Patriots, and he was one of the reasons why Malcolm Butler got that game-saving interception. He jammed the defender so Malcolm Butler can cut around and pick Russ off. So he's not lying. Plus, he had Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor back there. So like, you really like the Legion of Boom was a great like secondary unit. Like all together, they were great. Each individual part was really great, but I think that they all needed each other. All four of them needed each other because individually, even like when Earl Thomas went to the Ravens, he wasn't the same player. Yeah, he had injuries and stuff like that, but he wasn't the same player. Cam Chancellor, once certain pieces started leaving and stuff like that, he started getting like concussions and stuff like that. He wasn't the same player. You could say it's injuries, but whatever. Richard Sherman, once he left Seattle, he went to San Fran. He went to another good unit, but like he wasn't the same Richard Sherman from the Legion of Boom. Same thing with Brandon Browning. He wasn't the same when he went to the Patriots, but he also went into a great unit because he had Aqib Talib. He had did they have? I think they had Aqib Talib and they had Darrell at the time. So like they all needed each other. They were all like great together. So saying that Richard thinking that he was like on Darrell Revis's level. It's cap. Revis Island was a real thing. He was locking people up. He was up there. I don't think that what he said, Darrell Revis is the best cornerback since Deion Sanders. I don't think that. I think there's a bunch of other cornerbacks that are better than Darrell Revis. I think Champ Bailey was better than Darrell Revis. I think off the top of my head, Champ Bailey. I'm trying to think. Whatever. Get back to the video.
Helps you, and your front seven is really good.
Facts.
So it really helps you. It's made you're in a perfect spot on one of the best defenses in football.
That's facts.
And you've gone along for that ride, and it's been a great ride.
Once again, I still haven't heard a fact yet.
Nah, he was spitting.
So I'll tell you a couple facts. I have 12 picks in 26 games.
We all know that.
26 games. 4 forced fumbles in 26 games.
No one's saying he's not a great player though. But Skip has a point though. I think I agree with Skip in this situation.
You have yet to explain to me a fact
Cap.
why you made the statement you made. That is why I say your opinion is discredited. That is why. Nobody listens to you.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to have to end it.
Call me a
right
nobody,
here.
Richard?
First take after
Call me a nobody? Did you just wink at him? You have a nervous twitch? Don't ever call me a nobody. But Richard was definitely, I don't know. I think Skip was definitely right in that whole entire situation. I don't think that I think that Richard Sherman was climbing up the ranks as being one of the greatest or one of the great corners in the league, but he wasn't on Darrell Revis's level. I'm trying to think who else was a good corner back then. Aqib Talib was still back in the league. I'm about to look it up real quick. Let me see. Corner backs in NFL 2012. Oh, Nnamdi Asomugha. Okay, so Nnamdi Asomugha was on the Eagles. We found out he was trash. Asante Samuel, yeah. Champ Bailey was still there. My guy Ike Taylor, Brandon Flowers, Cortland Finnegan was good. Asante Samuel was alright. Ike Taylor was fifth. Brandon Flowers was good. Cortland Finnegan, Aqib Talib, Carlos Rogers. Yeah, so yeah, there was a bunch of cornerbacks that were really good like back then. I would probably say that Richard Sherman back then, because on this list they have Darrell Revis, Nnamdi Asomugha, Asante Samuel, Champ Bailey, Ike Taylor at 5, Jonathan Joseph at 6, Brandon Flowers at 7, Cortland Finnegan at 8, Aqib Talib at 9, and Carlos Rogers at 10. I would probably say that Richard Sherman was probably in the ballpark. Probably why is he not even on the list? Hold on, am I like getting years messed up? When did this man get drafted? Richard. Matter of fact, forget Richard. Jeez, I can't type. Richard Sherman. He was drafted in. He was drafted in 2011. So yeah, 2012. Yeah, so that had to have been 2012, 2013. So I mean, yeah, he was better. I don't know. He was in top 10 for sure, but I just don't think he was up there with Darrelle Revis. I think that was a stretch, and the media was trying to push that up, like, oh yeah, you know, Richard Sherman was up there with Darrelle Revis, and that just wasn't the case. But this video is going on a little bit too long, so I'm gonna cut this one, and the next one is going to be Skip Bayless getting owned. He was getting owned all the times. A bunch of celebrities and sports media people were talking trash about him because that's hilarious. But I'll see you on the next one. All right.